So previously, we have been enlightened about the topic for today, which is superfood. So superfood seems to be a really beneficial thing for our body, in which those extremely nutritious food are crowned with the title superfood. But little do we know, the title given to this food is extremely false and not even accepted by those lines of experts, including dietitians and nutrition scientists. In addition, some of these lines of experts even dispute some of the health benefits of those food as what has been claimed. Hence, today I will be showing you some of the dark truth of superfood. Yes, they are healthy, but are they that super? Marketing strategy. Believe it or not, marketing strategy is the biggest agenda of the term superfood was created. So the story began back in 1949, where the term superfood itself was firstly used in a Canadian newspaper. Why? To promote a pastry product, which was a muffin. So the term itself was used to portray the nutritional qualities of the muffin itself. So starting from there, the term superfood started to be used to describe the health benefits of a certain food, even though they are unsupported by scientific evidence. So in the late 20th and early 21st century, the term superfood started to be used as a marketing tool to sell specific food, dietary supplements, and many more. So all these foods were promising a health enhancement quality. From there, superfood could be sold at a higher price, even higher than the exact similar food that were not marketed with the label superfood. So being aware of this cunning strategy, the European Union or EU that comprises 28 European countries agreed on a consensus to prohibit the marketing of products like superfood in their region unless these products are accompanied with a specific authorized health claim supported by credible scientific research. This ruling acts as a marketing guide for the manufacturers to give evidence of why a food would be labeled as extra healthy or classified as superfood. Hence, the health claim accompanying these products must be authentic and reliable, and every labels and claim on food products need to be provided with reasonable reasoning. So the implementation of this condition by European Union is simply because they believe that it is impractical for people to have a diet based only on superfood when nutrients are provided readily from a diet based on a diversity of foods, especially a diet that includes fruits and vegetables. So up until this point, you might think that the marketing of superfood has been declining due to the action taken by the European Union, right? Well, unfortunately, that is totally not true. In 2011, superfood category was forecasted to become a $1 billion global industry with several thousand new superfood products expected to enter the marketplace. So, according to Data Monitor, superfood product expanded at a rate of 67% from the year 2007 to 2008. Hence, not even a weird thing if the particular industry able to become a multi-billion global industry in 2011. So from fruits such as pomegranate, acai, and a lot of kind of berries, the superfood industry decided to shift to rare kind of fruits originating from various parts of the world. For example, noni from Oceania, goji berry from China, and even mangosteen from Southeast Asian countries. So a lot of companies managed to create a massive fortune from this industry. Manufacturers may use some fruits to enhance the flavor of food products, to mask other tastes, and to provide impression of novelty and health. So what caused the superfood industry to grow despite the strict action taken by the European Union? So from Canada to European countries, let us go to the third region, China. So back in 1987 to 1988, the source of food in China was very low. The market only sells few fresh foods and the chance to buy foreign food was extremely limited. But between 1989 to 1991, the food market began to grow rapidly and private companies have taken the lead in this sector. So the bad habits of Western diets have crept in and obesity is now a major health concern in China. So Chinese consumption of carbohydrates have decreased from 66% to 52% from 1989 to 2014. And in large cities such as Shanghai, Beijing, and Chongqing, the consumption of carbohydrate is even lesser. But on the other hand, the consumption of fat and oily food has increased from 10% to 32%, and this figure is even larger in large cities such as Beijing and Shanghai. So because of that reason, the Chinese consumers' preference are gradually shifting towards more healthy food selection. Not only the Chinese affluent urban consumers are willing to pay higher prices for healthy food, but even the lower income Chinese consumers' preference are gradually shifting towards a healthier food selection. With the recent booming of Chinese economic development and the increase in awareness of food safety, Chinese consumers prefer to go in high-end supermarkets. Over the next several years, we expect the consumption of organic and superfood products to grow immensely as purchasing power of Chinese consumers increase and such as their willingness to pay for better, healthier food selection. Medical myth. Since the very beginning of superfood introduction, manufacturers has always been relating their good health qualities with the ability to treat diseases. They say that superfood can cure a lot of disease and superfood can even prevent cancer.
There is no such thing as a superfood. There are a lot of foods that are super good for you, and that's fine, but this title of superfood is completely made up. The notion of a superfood is that it is so good for you, it will prevent cancer and even treat cancer or stave off evil illnesses. But food alone cannot do that. There are foods that are good for you and foods that are not so good for you, but the idea of a superfood treating or preventing an illness is false. Superfoods have evolved, and they may not have been called superfoods, but even back in the 1970s, there were the quote-unquote health foods, which were really the superfoods of their day, which included pasta, which is now considered this horrible gluten-filled, carb-filled evil with sugar in it. Bran muffins, which are really just like small cakes, were considered superfoods. Other things such as frozen yogurt was considered a superfood in the 80s and 90s. So superfoods of one day are going to be different from superfoods down the line, but they're not necessarily much healthier. And if you want to eat healthy, eat berries, eat healthy grains, eat a balanced diet, and that will give you enough nutrition, antioxidants, vitamins as any superfood would give you. People have the false notion that if they're eating a lot of superfoods in high quantities, that will keep them healthy and they don't need to do other things to take care of their health. So if you're eating a lot of superfoods, but you don't get a flu vaccine, that doesn't mean you're not going to get the flu. If you're eating a lot of superfoods and you don't get basic cancer screening based on your age, that will not prevent cancer.
The third and the last factor that I'll be discussing for today, which is supplement consumption. So when it comes to supplement consumption, some parties might argue saying that supplements are not considered as superfood since they are not even fresh and not pure, and many other reasons. Of course, supplement like vitamin supplement is not even close to superfood. But what about superfood in the form of supplement? Here is the trick. Those people who are as cunning as fox has created superfood in the form of supplement. They simply manipulate people's mind by thinking that supplement form of superfood supplies the same amount of nutrient as regular fresh superfood. In reality, many supplements contain ingredients that can cause a strong biological effect on the body. Supplement might also interact with other medications, and taking supplements could result in vitamin or mineral toxicity, affect recovery after surgery, and trigger other various type of side effects. Superfood or super scam? You have to decide.